What we have here is the rest of yesterday's coffee. Didn't drink as much of it as I usually do. Guess I got too involved with the airbrush. And when I was working with the airbrush yesterday, I forgot to mention I was spraying at about 22 pounds. There was absolutely no problems, never plugged up, never clogged up. It just went really good the whole time. Well, I guess there was a problem. If you remember, I accidentally knocked these over. Now we're going to have to take these off today anyway. What I want to do is I want to take a nice close look at where we glued these things together in the form of a tripod, and how good does it look now that it's painted. I'm not going to put on the super macro, but we'll put on the macro lens. And a lot of this stuff, like these 4 pieces and these 4 pieces, I'm not going to be putting on now. We'll put them away until later, and we'll put them on, as I've mentioned before, last. Got a little tin going on here with stuff that's going to go on later. Now, I know the anchors are in there. Maybe we will stick the anchors on. Anything that I can accidentally break off by, when I go to move the hull or anything like that, I want to do last. Now, I do not like to be using my fingers to pick these things up off of the masking tape, but I did just wash my hands with hot soapy water, and I'm assuming that my fingers are going to be fairly grease-free. Okay, E15. Maybe I should have used the tweezers on these little ones here. Okay. Now these ones are a little bigger. 27. And 28. These are the same size, they're just mirror image to each other. I guess later we're gonna notice when we put them on the deck why they look the same, but they're a little bit different. And 29. Okay. Now these little guys here. Alright, now for these things, I want to mount them on something like this so we can put them on the turntable and just see how this joint came. It looks pretty good from my perspective like this. I'm just sort of looking at it a little closer than normal right now, and it does look pretty good. Okay, I'll try and position it so it'll rotate right around this top part here that we glued. I think that'll stick there. I don't think we need to look at all of these, but what we can do is we can look at a couple of these. We'll look at the biggest, the tallest one and the shortest one, and maybe the smallest and the largest of these. Yeah. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, that sure looks scruffy, Ron. If I was making this ship, I would have scraped off that flashing before I sprayed it. Well, that's how I broke the jack stand. And I am almost dead certain that if you were to come by the house after this is all finished and mounted in the ship case, and even if you stuck your nose right on the glass, or plexiglass, you would not see this. It is just so small. You are zoomed in. Oh, here we go again. Enough of that. A28 goes right here, which is right here. And A29 goes on the opposite side. Now, why does that not look right? Did I get these mixed up? Maybe they have to be turned around. Oh yeah, I remember now. On this side here, the starboard side, I guess it would be, the little flange was deformed. I do believe it was like that in the box, so it's, well, we'll worry about that when we actually get the camera over there on the other side. But somehow that doesn't look right unless they're supposed to turn around end to end. Now, as long as we're placing pieces right there on the bow, the E15s also go there. So we may as well just get them over there and we'll get them in place later. Okay, let's move the camera over onto the other side. Now that I moved in nice and close, I can see that they've marked out where these are supposed to go. And I do have them the right way. Now these little ones, on the other hand, there doesn't seem to be any marking. I just guessing they're supposed to go something like this. Or would they maybe mount more on the gunnel itself? Something like that. Anyway, these ones do go here, like this, and like this. We'll get them lined up just a little bit better, and then we'll, I think I'm going to glue them down with extra thin. Now I'm going to do the side that is closest to me first. In other words, this one here that's furthest away from you. I'm just going to move this a bit. And yes, you can see when you get in nice and close, so just move this out of the way. And you can see there's a little bit of a square there where there's supposed to be something. So I guess that indicates that's where that's supposed to go, just like that, just on the edge of the gunnel. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of extra thin in and let it wick its way underneath. And once again, you're going to be able to see it way better than me. Maybe that's too much. Okay, let's try it like this. Okay, now let's just leave that and let it cure. Yeah, you can actually see it flowing around there. If I can see it, you can definitely see it. No? Okay, it appears to me that this is supposed to go half on the gunnel and half on the deck. Now, this one will require more. Here we go. Can you see it coming through to the other side, or does it require just a little bit more here? There. Got it for sure that time. Okay, once again, we'll just let that meld, and yeah, we'll call it melding. All right, now we'll do the other ones. I'm just going to reposition the camera just slightly. Okay, we'll use the poking device here to poke. Just got it just a little bit more this way. And this one here. Oh, that's too far. See, I can see the line coming around the back and coming in like this right here. I don't think you can see that. Oh, I bumped it. Okay. Now the little one. Oh, I moved it. Did I move it back? Yeah, I did. Good. Let's get a little tiny bit more there. Doesn't seem to be wanting to come off. Oh, too much. Well, that will evaporate. As long as it doesn't mix the deck tan in with the rest of it, will be okay. Well, we'll check it out after a while. Over an hour has passed here now. And right in here, remember where the extra thin had sort of pooled? Well, the residue that is left on the top there, if the light shines from behind, now you probably can't see it because the light is behind you, but if the light was to be coming this way, the way it was a moment ago, well, it's almost like glass right there, and it reflects. Okay, I'm just going to take some number 77 here and just touch that area, and hopefully when it dries, pretty sure I got it. When it dries, it'll the flat gray will get rid of that glossiness. Did I get around the side there? I think I did. Don't want to overdo it, because if I do it too long, it will dissolve what's already there, and I'll be seeing the bare plastic. But I think that's going to be good. What about right here? Okay, once again, I think once that dries, it'll dry flat. Now, there is something that I did notice afterwards, but it's too late to do anything about it now, unless I was to break this one loose and reposition it. It should have been maybe 0.5 millimeter further ahead. There is a little bit of a mark here on the gunnel, and I was sort of going by that mark on this one here, but on this one, for some reason, I would guess I was looking at the mark on the deck, but the deck is slightly back from where it's supposed to be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If I hadn't pointed that out, probably not too many people would have noticed. And once again, you will definitely not notice it when it's mounted in the case. Now, there are 14 G11s. That's the rollers for the bollards. I'm calling them rollers. They probably didn't actually roll, although I do believe that on the Bismarck, parts of them, some of them did actually have rollers, but they go like here and different places all around. Anyway, there's 14 altogether. Maybe we'll do a couple on camera, and the rest I'll do and get them over with. We'll do these two right here in the middle. Oh, I guess here's the first ones here. So we'll do these two and then these two. Now, are these going to go on without being treated with the extra thin, or what's going to happen here? I don't know, that seems awful loose. Maybe it's the wrong one. Where's the manual here? Okay, G11. No, it's supposed to be G11 right there. Oh, no, wait a minute, it's not. I made a mistake. The G11s start here. These are not on this step. They're probably on the next page. Either that or I was supposed to put them on in a previous step. I better check. So these actually go here then. I think maybe if I just put a little bit of extra thin on the inside. Okay, where is it? Again, I don't need very much. Just a little bit. Ooh, that was too much. I didn't realize that there was so much extra thin in that hole. It's amazing it didn't hydraulic and pop back up. Okay, no, it's a couple over here, and a couple over here. Okay, this time I'll put a little less in there. Okay, I'm pretty sure you get the idea. I'm going to just do the rest of them now. So there must be about 8 more to go. Now I got curious and I paged all the way ahead to step 77, the last place that it shows the bow. And here's these things right here, and there is nothing goes on those. So I guess that's the way they were. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Guess you know what that's all about. Now what reminded me to put these on was when I was reaching across to put one of these bollard rollers on, I accidentally dropped it on the deck, and I thought, what if I had dropped it when I was going across a hole like this? I probably could have got it out, but what a nuisance that would be. All 14 of the rollers are on. They start back here and go all the way out to the bow to right here. And there's others on the other side, of course. Now, do you remember we made these things up? And we were going to check out and see how did that little hole that I used to paint to make the hole smaller. I'll reposition the camera and we'll just see how this is going to fit here. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's going to work when it comes time to gluing them in place. It looks to me like there is not a whole lot of adjusting that has to be done to get all 3 pegs in the holes. I'll be doing it without the camera right in front of me in my road. So it should work out okay. Okay, we've tried it. Now I was just thinking, if I had have had the camera on the other side, facing this way, maybe I could have done it just a little bit better. Get my tin out of the way, and we'll get our poking device ready here to adjust. Okay, so I'll put one in there. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm not holding it in the right place. Yeah, maybe I should be holding it like that. You know, if I can't do this now, how do I think I'm ever going to be able to do it a year from now? Oh, there we go. It almost fell in place. Okay, yeah. And, yeah. Okay, I think probably what I could do is I could adhere the main post, and then when it's almost completely dry, I could get the other two in place. Anyway, it's going to work. At this moment, it's about 14 minutes to 3 here in Winnipeg. And you can see we're out of coffee. I'm going to go ahead now and just put these last 4 little pieces on. And we'll be doing that off camera. We've done more on camera today than I had planned. However, tomorrow, what I want to do is I want to see if I can't do something with this jack stand using the pin, but that's going to have to be tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.